else do you think?
Well, consistently strong performances. I think we were certainly thinking about involving him in March before he got injured. I think he's a goal threat. I think he's direct. I think his journey is really interesting in terms of the experiences he's had. It's a reminder that you don't just have to be at an elite academy and come through that pathway, to play in the lower divisions and have that experience is also a great route to go. Works incredibly hard for the team, which we want all of our forward players to be able to do. So yeah, he's thoroughly deserved his call up.
At centre back,
put him in the squad for you.
Yeah, he's a player that we've followed for a long time, and he obviously had a very serious injury, and has now, we feel, played the number of matches and been able to play more regularly. He's comfortable playing left or right back, and very comfortable with the ball. Super athlete, very good person. All my feedback on him from the under-21s and people who've worked with him. So we're really looking forward to working with him more closely.
It's really strange not seeing Jordan.
It's about those two together, because obviously it's the same position, one in, one out.
Yeah, I mean, we've picked extra numbers there. We've got quite a few doubts at the back. It's a bit of a minefield in terms of players that have missed football coming back from injury. Some have only had 190 minutes, with a couple unavailable in terms of Luke Shaw and Ben Chilwell that haven't played anything at all, really. So that is a bit complicated. Mark Gurhey is a doubt, I'd have to say. Fikayo has had a very good season with Milan, and I talked in March about wanting to look at some of the younger centre-backs coming through, and I just think those guys have had very good seasons, and at this moment in time slightly ahead of Tyrone, who has always played well for us, and his record with us has been excellent. So they're always difficult calls, because you've got a sense of loyalty to players who've done well, but also we have to make opportunities for good young players so that we can see them and see what they might be capable of.
So much young talent coming through.
Yeah, well, I think I was very conscious with the Champions League boys. I mean, they've had a remarkable season, really. They couldn't have been involved in any more matches, and we've learned over the last sort of 3 or 4 years where we've had players in that match, the emotional fallout, win or lose from that game, is enormous. So you're not too sure what's going to come through the door, and very difficult to get yourselves up after that. So I sort of spoke with the two lads about where they felt in terms of that, what they felt was best for them, what we would like to see. And they're in different positions, because Jordan's age, the number of caps he's got, is totally different to Trent, of course. And we've got good players in all of those areas of the pitch, so we've got cover. But I think we felt that Hendo, we didn't need to see this summer. And with Trent, slightly different. We'd like him to be with us for the start of the camp. We gave him the option of reporting a bit later, so he got a longer break after the final. But he felt more comfortable to keep going and then finish a bit earlier. And given the schedule that they've got and the game they're involved in next weekend, I was happy to sort of work around what he felt was best for his training rhythm.
It's been an incredibly intense season.
Would be your message to the fans who are going to Munich?
Well, I doubt they'd listen to it, really, because we're always sitting giving those messages. But frankly, if people are going to cause trouble, it's not going to make a jot of difference what I say about it. I just think we're representing the country, so is everybody that travels, and we should be good ambassadors for our country and leave a good impression. That thousands of football fans every year do that, and are welcomed back and are greeted warmly by people all around Europe when they travel. And so I think everybody that leaves this country and goes on holiday or goes to watch football matches has that same opportunity and responsibility.
Does it concern you?
Well, it is of concern. There's clearly a responsibility within football, because when it's in our environment, we've got to do all we can to try and make sure it doesn't happen. So I think we all recognise that. But it's a wider problem. It's behaviour, and it's a reflection on where we are as a country at the moment. So it's a difficult time for people. I think we're going to have more difficult times because of the economy and the realities of the situation we're in. But we have to look at what we're doing in terms of parenting, in terms of everything, really. What are the expectations? How do we want to be viewed as a country? Because that's manifesting itself in football at the moment, and that's not a good look. And we don't want to go back to fences up and the type of environment that created. The game has been more inclusive over the last 20 years, and a better place for families and women to attend, and a completely more diverse audience. So really positive. We don't want to step back, but football reflects society. So it will be easy for some people just to put it onto football, but that's not the reality of it. I repeat, football's got a responsibility, and we have to do our bit, and we have to get that right. But what happened here before our final that wasn't just football supporters. That was people just unable to behave, unable to control themselves when consuming alcohol. So there are many broader parts to it.
Gary Brown?
Discriminate.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen. I saw a headline this morning. I haven't had time to read in any depth. I think there's a reality around the game and public life generally that is challenging, and is probably more challenging than it's ever been. And I think we'd be naive not to be aware of that, and not to think that isn't happening, whether players are prepared to speak about it openly or not. I think that's the world they live in. As a performer, there's lots of doubts in your mind about things anyway, and nobody knows what is going on in somebody's personal life or their thought process. So I think we all are happy when people speak about it, because I think it's reassuring for others that might be feeling that way, and it's a message that even very successful people do have those doubts, do have those problems, and hopefully, Dominic is in a good place now, and but good that he's flagged it, and to talk is very important.
Thanks, Al.
Hi, Gareth. There's eventually be a safer place for more players to come out now, do you think?
Well, that has to be the hope. I think, firstly, I think Jake has incredible support from within the game, and I think everybody's admiring his bravery. Somebody so young to take that step. It's sad that we're actually talking that way, because, frankly, across any other walk of life, the sexuality of somebody wouldn't even be questioned and wouldn't be a discussion. So that's the bridge that we all know has needed to be crossed, and he's opened that possibility for everybody else now. So it's brilliant that he's done that, and I hope others feel the confidence and the support that they feel they can do it. It's to be proved yet whether there is more tolerance from the terraces, from everywhere really within the game, and I think the support is there. I know for certain that within the dressing room and within the game, the people I talk to, that's how it is. So yeah, let's hope it's the start, and that in actual fact, a couple of years' time, it's not a discussion. There's less surrounding one individual. Hopefully there are many others now that feel free to follow, because for sure there will be other gay players who at the moment don't feel confident enough to take the steps that Jake has taken.
Everybody, we'll conclude it there.